indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everyone to the first board meeting of the year. Welcome Bob, new board member.
Thank you.
Let's just act decent, okay?
I'll see you later.
Okay, is there any additions to the agenda? You do?
James, I'd move agenda item 12, contracts approval and appointments, to agenda item 9, to switch those two agenda items.
That sounds appropriate, okay?
Second?
I don't think we need to, okay.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, aye. You already did, I was gonna say, that's what. That's cool. Thank you. Opening item, as being this is the first board meeting of the new year, and the board meetings now are concurrent with every year, that's first of the year versus in the middle of the year. So, you need to have a motion to approve the resolution to establish selection of school board officers as presented. We haven't done it yet.
I think this is now where you guys discuss and talk about board president, board vice
I thought there was
president.
one on there somewhere.
Think.
Did you hear
To
that?
use the resolution to use the election.
Oh, that was the next one down, is election of the president, vice president. Okay, moving down to election of president, vice president.
First, we have the motion.
First, that's what I was trying to do, that's it, okay. That's what I was like, okay, I'm confused. So we need to pass the resolution to establish the election of the school board officers. That's
Yes.
specific. There you go, that's what I was, okay. Do I hear a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to establish the election of school board officers as presented.
Good.
Second.
Under a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Vote.
Nope. Sometimes there is.
Motion carries 6-0. Moving on, next agenda item is election of the president and vice president. Discussion, motions.
Well, I think James is doing
I
okay.
nominate Jane.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I need for both.
You want to do both?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it both at the same time. Let's do both at the same time, Monique.
Jane, is it Linda, you guys want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, is there a second?
Motion to elect James Higgins as president and Lucas Allen as vice president of the Board of Education of Burlington Unified School District 244 for 2024.
I'll second.
Second. Discussion? Nope. We're stuck. Okay. All those voting on your computer. We look forward to another good year.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Oh, we just did it.
Nice job, James.
Did we do it already?
No, that was just
Consent agenda.
Second, there you go, that was good. Any discussion? Vote on your computer. Motion carries 6-0.
We have a very nice donation from Trust Point for the Burlington Early Learning Center. So we thank Kimberly, Angela, and Trust Point.
Student recognitions, so certainly we'd like to recommend those,
Good, nice.
recognize, what did I say, recommend, recognize.
Yeah.
Second grade, Adeline Griffith, Kinsley Knight, Norland Tatton, Aiden Troyer, Adeline Tuthill for their reading. Great job. And then third grade, Charlie Carlson, Winry Charles, Jay Clark, Oakley Freeman, Abigail Hazen, Andrew Hurst, Gunnar Lucy, Bridget McMurray, Hayden Mays, Abram Peterson, Mason Pritchett, Maverick Redding, Owen Williams. A lot in there.
Yes.
Fourth grade, huh?
You got 113.
You can read,
Huh?
you can read the summary at the top.
Yeah, how about that? There's a lot here, so we'll read the.
Students.
Public context.
Yep. So rather than reading all the 120, so we highly recognize those folks, but students that met the exemplary students scored 90% or higher status on the spring/fall 2023 map or fall 2023 FastBridge language, math, reading, or science assessments will be recognized in their respective buildings. The board is asked to recognize these 113 students for the achievements, and I apologize that I didn't get to read all your names, but I would have been out of breath.
And they will be recognized in their buildings at assemblies at elementary, middle, and high school. So great job to all those students and their families and the teachers that work with them.
Absolutely. Congratulations to the administration and the teachers for sure. Any concerns with Burlington USD 244? Anyone here? Written items. So we received a thank you note from the family of Roy Coolman, father of Craig and Bart Coolman, for the memorial contribution of $35 to Head and Hand Hospice. Sorry, Bart. Bart and
Great.
Craig. Bart, tongue tied, nice. So we want to go into Burlington Elementary School reports. Darla, do you have anything?
Hello.
Hello.
I don't have any additions. December was a really fast month, and I was gone the last 7 days of the semester, so that made it really fast for me. I didn't put in my note, but a lot of people stepped up and helped out while I was out of the building recovering from my surgery, so I appreciate everybody helping. Christmas season can be an exciting and wound-up time in elementary school, so I just appreciate the efforts for everybody keeping things running smoothly, and I'm very glad to be back at work.
Good, thank you. So we're still studying with 9 new students, or?
Yes, they've all started, and, we'll probably have a few more. Our preschool really took a boom right here. We had a few move-ins right before the break, and then we had a screening in early December, and we're meeting and probably be adding a few kids from that screening, so there's probably still 2 or 3 more preschoolers coming on the load there as well. So that group started out a little under numbers at the start of the year, but we're making up for it rapidly right here at the semester. So.
Great. Thank you, Darla. Anybody have anything for Darla? Okay. Middle school, Matt?
All right, one thing that I would like to add is, as we start recognizing some students of the month, specifically around our 8 Keys of Excellence, Kent Medlock at Fittings Export has generously donated almost $500 for us to recognize those students this second semester, so we greatly appreciate Kent.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. Did we send him something, Ken?
We will do something, yes. Very similar program what the high school is doing with their recognition of their students, so very good, excellent. Thanks to Kent.
thank you, Ken. And Jody, high school. She's on, I see her.
Yep, she is.
Jody.
Yep, I'm here. The only thing I want to add on that, we have the new results for the ACT Work Keys. And so this is the class of 2025, so our juniors, and 85.5% of them earned a certificate, and that is a bronze, silver, gold, or platinum. And we're one of the highest rates for having the platinum. So I'm pretty excited that we're back up a little bit from, we were about 79% last year of certifications and 85% this year. So we're pretty pumped about, that, so.
Good job.
And then, we're sitting at about 261 right now. We had 4 new enrollees at semester.
Okay. Questions? Anyone? Good job, Jody, thank you. Special education, I don't see Lindsay on there. Lindsay is on there. Yep, Lindsay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay, I'm fine here. I don't really have much to add except for, we did see a few resignations, right before the break and retirement, obviously that's on here, and didn't even one since then, but we're holding pretty steady. I have, opening at the high school, I have one at the elementary school that we may have, somebody returning to us to fill. We're gonna look into that a little bit, and then I do now have 2 openings in Lebo. So a little bit more, but nothing like last year. So we're still doing pretty well, and most of our new hires that we brought on in August are still with us, so.
Good. Okay, any questions for Lindsay?
Yeah.
Moving on. Mr. Cool.
Usually we hire on in.
Not really much more to add. We are really excited for next Monday in service. We have a speaker coming in to work with our staff on EduClimber. And then in the afternoon, our middle school and elementary school will train on Pair Assess and the ClassLink, which I've mentioned in this or past reports. So excited for that day.
Okay, good. Thank you. And Mr. Marshall.
Yeah, definitely. Jane, here we are starting off a brand new calendar year. Again, I want to thank all of our administrators and directors for all the work that they do. Again, that leadership is so important. And I want to thank you guys for Board of Education Appreciation Month. Again, thank you for your service to the students and staff and community. And you have some nice things there. It's good to be a board member in January, and hopefully it's good to be a board member all the time. So again, thank you for your service and your time and talent and input to help us have a terrific school district. So I want to touch base on just parent and community staff involvement, that piece that we have as far as from our strategic plan, trying to cover one item each month from our strategic plan. And we just involved the community a lot over the past 8 years, and I've listed a lot of different things there, from site councils, PTO, booster clubs, more linkages like we just had tonight with our alumni, which we would have had 20 alumni on our Microsoft Teams, but who knows, maybe next year we'll have even more, giving us some good input and some information that we will be able to share with our administrators and just make ourselves even better than we already are right now. But the advisory groups, I really truly believe they've been very beneficial, and I think it's helped us out a lot to get input. And when we have a topic comes up, that if we inform people, I think it just makes it that much better for us to be able to share information, to get support. I don't know if it's consensus, but support and understanding of what we're trying to do. So there's a whole list of different groups and different things that we've done. The strategic planning group was a really good a good group for us to do last year, with Bridget Hart leading it for us. And so again, I think not everybody wants to be a board member like you guys, but there's a lot of people that want to know about what's going on. And I think we've done a pretty good job of informing people of what's happening in our district. So again, I'm going to try to continue to hit on an area each month from our strategic plan, and we talk about this as well as with our administrative group as we have our meetings, our monthly meetings and throughout the year. So that's all that I have. We're just ready to start off with a brand new calendar year and ready to go with the second semester.
That's good. Questions, anyone? Jeez, it's easy. Board reports, any board members have anything that want to talk about, bring up? Results report. Who wants to talk about that? Anybody got specific you want to talk about?
Anybody wants to start, administrators?
I'll just add real quickly, I was tuned in last month to the board meeting, live, and I know James, you had said at that time, like, you felt like it was a lot of data, so I did change what I, reported in there. I just added, we have to report some information to the state, yearly, for our intervention groups. So I just shared the information there instead of as many graphs, try to condense that a little bit, so if that suffices what you're kind of looking for. I guess I just like feedback on that.
Yes, that was exactly right, thank you very much. I mean, for me, I don't know what everybody else thinks, but.
I was in the same opinion.
Oh, everybody agrees, so, thank you, Darla, for doing that.
Okay, good, thank you, appreciate that.
Anything else on that? ELA reports?
This year we have transitioned to Fast Bridge, specifically at the middle school and high school. On January 26th, myself and 3 teachers will be traveling to Lawrence. And what they're going to do is provide some more specific information on the reports we have and how it can impact student learning. And so it's pretty exciting because right now we're finishing up our winter testing. And so we will have some comparative data from the fall to the winter. And there will be a group of us that will be in Lawrence to be able to look at that together. So it's going to be a great opportunity for us.
Good.
I'll just add one more thing too. This is the ELA report, and reading's really at the center of the wheelhouse for us in the elementary building. So we are more so than math. We're in this data a lot. We're tracking how these kids are doing because it's really, we know it's our job to get them going. And so we have a lot of requirements for the state. So I don't know if you saw on the slide, but we are taking the letters of information that we're learning, and that's one thing that we'll be making some building-wide changes in the upcoming year. That's one of the targets for us to continue to improve. So always ready to answer questions if you have any, but this is one area that I feel like we are really honed in on in our building.
I appreciate your focus on that. Certainly nationwide, that's a big issue. So glad that we're on top of that. So.
And real quick, before maybe either Jody or Taylor go on, a reminder that, again, in terms of state assessments, Kansas tests are among the hardest in the United States. Remember that. And we're shooting to have kids in levels 2, 3, and 4. That's the ideal scenario. Level 1 sometimes, remember, the definition of level 1 shows a limited ability to understand and use skills and knowledge needed for post-secondary success. A lot of people think level 1, those kids can't read. That's not what that means. It doesn't mean that students can't read. It just means they might have some trouble in college. Although many do succeed there because remember, just one test doesn't define a student. And Jody just mentioned about some of the information regarding the work keys, thank you. The work keys assessment, that is a very, very, just remember, level 1 doesn't mean students can't read. It just means it's not as easy for them. It doesn't mean they won't be successful in the post-secondary realm of their life. It means it's just a little more challenging. It's a little more difficult. And we are obviously trying to move those kids into levels 2, 3, and 4 as time goes on. So anyway, Jody, Taylor, I don't know if you guys have anything else. to add in?
Yes, and so I'll piggyback off of, what Matt, with the charts that we put in there too, is it's, we're at that stage of, I'm gonna be attending the meeting in January as well. And so we'll be able to look at that comparison data, and I've got the report that we start testing, this week and next week, we start testing again, so we'll have that comparative data. But then, when we look at ACT, remember, always that we are testing everyone, and as we're doing the pre-ACT, their freshman year, and looking at that, what we're diving into is to see that comparison over that 2 years' time. So I'm starting to have our counselors counselor and myself dig into that, getting that, and so we can start looking through that. We're good in English, we're right the state average. In English and reading, we're just a little bit below, but again, when we are testing all our juniors, that's, some choose to have their accommodations if they have the IEP, some choose not to. So we do have to keep that in consideration, when we look at our overall scores for all of our kids.
Okay, thank you, Jody. Anyone else have any comments? Thank you for your work on this, certainly. Do we have to motion?
Yeah, I'll move to accept the ELA results monitoring report as reasonable interpretation of the Board of Education results policy.
Is there a second? Second, okay. Ronnie, second. Any discussion? All those vote on the agreement? Oh, it's me. Motion carries 6-0. Okay. We're gonna motion,
Yeah, we should do that, that's where we move that.
this is where we're gonna do it.
Yes. Go to the Greenbush evaluation tools now.
Should be
Yeah, it should be there, yep.
9A.
Or 9A.
So it shows me.
Yeah, it still shows it is
So it shows
for
it
us.
is.
Okay, so they don't know.
Just do 12.
Yeah, just go to 12, yes, if you would. Should do
No, I didn't check on mine, that's what I was wondering.
Order you have to
Would
refresh.
have to get back in.
Refresh.
Yeah. So we'll do 12, it's 9A or 12A,
Yeah.
Greenbush evaluation tools. Okay, these are the evaluation documents that we work with Greenbush Educational Service Center, to be able to have more specific documents for evaluations than just a one-size-fits-all for whether it's a teacher or a library media specialist or a counselor or school nurse or whatever, that's all those types of things. So these are specific to those job descriptions. I don't know if you have any questions on those. Administrators had a chance to review and look over them, to make any adjustments as needed. We will, our thought is to go ahead with what we have now unless you guys have any comments or any questions or any concerns. And then if we need to revise them as we do these evaluations with our actual staff, we'll look to make those revisions for next year. But right now, we think they're in pretty good shape unless anybody had any questions. That we feel like these are going to be much more specific and valuable evaluation tools for their jobs.
So the only thing I have is on there, it says 2023, 2024 school years, or the 2024 school year?
We're actually able to use these this
Still,
year.
okay.
Yes, we can, because a number of these people are one-time evaluation people instead of two-time evaluation people, so we can actually use them this year.
Okay.
Question?
So have we used these in the past or not? I'm confused.
We have not, no. We had kind of a one-size-fits-all document with a company called Talent Ed, and we paid a service for that, about $3,500 a year for that service. We have a free service with Greenbush, our Educational Service Center.
You guys have approved some of these for other positions already.
Correct,
Okay,
yes.
I'm with you now.
You got it,
I
yeah.
just wanted to make sure I was remembering it properly.
No, good question. Good, any other questions on these?
Motion to approve the Green Bush evaluation tools for the instructional specialist, occupational therapist, physical therapist, school counselor, school psychologist, speech language pathologist, and social worker for the 2023-2024 school year.
I'll second.
Discussion? Discussion?
I didn't want to have to read
All
it.
those, vote on the computer?
I didn't want to read
Hang on, do B now.
Yeah, it's got this next one.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, motion carries 6-0, but we want to do B now.
Yes, we'll do that.
Okay. Moving on to 12B.
Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Jody and Taylor for regarding the high school credit requirement. The class of 2028 will have new graduation requirements, so that Jody and Taylor have been working on this with their building leadership team and their staff to create the plan moving forward. And this will be the 8th graders this year as freshmen next year will start with these requirements. So Jody, Taylor, you guys are on.
Okay, so the BLT met, and these are the suggestions, and they were pretty adamant about increasing the credits to 25. One of the main reasons there is that right now, our students can fail a whole year of school, 7 credits, and still graduate. So I broke that down on that sheet. And it's, there's 7 courses per year times 4 years, that's 28 credits, and then we have that cap time, and they get 0.25 per semester times 8 semesters, that's 2 credits, so that's the 30 credits. So with 23 credits for graduation, a kid really could fail a whole year of school. So their philosophy is kind of that good to great, is how do we make our diploma how did they state it in here? It's more valuable, is that and we feel that, Mr. Wilson and I feel that with what we put in place for that power hour and our getting our kids the help they need and that self-management, we feel we're in the right track to meet this just fine. And so what's also included on there is just the 3 things they looked at, is the 25 credits, the 24 credits, and then what the 23 credits look like. And on those sheets, we just focus on that first column. The changes are that there's 4.5 English for communications. What our departments say is we still want the kids to have 4 English and then have that 0.5 of speech or forensics, like ag leadership, something that gives them the speaking ability. The 7 STEM credits, 3 science, 4 society, humanities, and then employability and life skills. They're adding that financial literacy for our 8th graders coming in. And then 7 electives. And so if you just follow down on 25, 24, or the 23 option, really all it comes down to is how many electives that they have at the end of the day. So that's our recommendation at this time.
Where would you like to see?
I think I saw something. Anybody have any questions about that?
So what are I understand there's 3 options here with a different number of electives. What are the current standards for the number in communications, STEM, humanities? Because it sounded like the employability and life skills was new. So what are the current numbers for graduates this year?
Okay, so I think I heard you, is that the communication section is our English section, and it is 4. The STEM is our math and science, which hasn't really changed. It's 3 and 3, but they one STEM elective on it. So right now, it's not called STEM, it's just English, math, science, social studies, PE, health, and electives. And so what the state has done is broken it down into these new categories. So as you see STEM, it actually encompasses the science and the math, and then a STEM elective. And then government, your social studies is now named Society of Humanities. And then the fine arts are put in there. So really it's the only items that were added is the 0.5 of communications. And there's the STEM elective. There's financial literacy. And yeah, that's it. And so what's nice is our kids take these requirements anyway, basically. And so it's not like we're adding anything to their plate, we've organized it.
Answer your question, Bob?
Yeah, definitely did. Thank you, Jody.
Any more questions? Thank you, Jody. Moving on. Motion to
I'll move to approve an increase in the required credits for graduation from 23 to 25, beginning in the class of 2028.
Second. Discussion. Vote on computer, please. Motion carries 6-0.
And as you approve these now, a big reason they're approving these in January is because we're gonna start an enrollment coming up here pretty quick, believe it or not, for the 24-25 school year, so we can get this information out to the incoming class, the freshmen for next year, so thank you for doing that. And that's it.
You guys, I believe you're dismissed. We're gonna
Yes.
move on back on the executive session, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, have a good night.
You too. We're going to, motion to recess in the executive session for 5 minutes, discuss non-elected personnel exception under coma, and then to return to open session in the room at the end of that time to include just the board.
Second.
Discussion.
Kansas Association.
Monique,
Yeah, I'm here.
you,
It's in
vote
open meeting.
aye.
got a second.
Discussion, vote.
That's Melissa Hayes.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Rhonda Davis is one of ours.
Yeah. So, motion carries 6-0.
For student issue negotiations, we put that there just in case, but we'll probably have one in February because we're compiling a list of some things that we would like to discuss. We may have a short one in February to start talking about things in preparation for our March 31.
And you have another, community meeting scheduled for later this
We
month.
do, yes, that's Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday.
January 17th.
Yes, we do, January 17th, 6 o'clock. So if you have anything you want me to do any research on before then, I might have some dollars and cents financial information, possibly some basic information. And then the fifth Monday in January, I do have a gentleman from Piper Sandler coming. They're a bonding company that works with school districts and other entities, coming for a kind of a 1-hour type scenario to discuss some information regarding bond interest rates, specifically projects, and there are things that they work with different districts on for projects. So anyway, that'll be the 29th, I think. 29th. So I'll get more information out to you guys later on that. Okay.
Anyone else have anything on briefing?
Thank you for the nice letters.
Yes, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for the Sonic card and all that, so, nothing else here, we're adjourned. Thank you, Monique. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, good night.